And good morning. The bells are ringing, which must mean somebody went by. What'd you see, dear? Just a beautiful morning. Bears witnessing. Okay, how come? Oh, all right, that'll do. Good morning. I'm here on the porch with my dog. Here we go, Mr. Max. He was here with the cat a hot minute ago, but Mr. Highway gave him a nose full of claws and said, "Hey, I need my space." And what are you grateful for today? I'm grateful for the sunshine coming through the trees and the chilly air, even though it means wearing long sleeves again. Yes, it does. And it means the mice are moving into the house. We've been we've been battling rodents around here, and I thought we had them beat. They stopped landing in traps or eating the bait at the back end of the house. And this morning I saw a little mouse with his mouth full of stuffing climbing up into my bedside table, looking at me saying, "I'm going to nest here." And I'm like, "No, you're not." So I moved a trap that looked like it was baited with Nutella and added peanut butter because apparently the Nutella wasn't working. And, I'm sorry to those little mice, but they can't be sharing my house with me because I'm not that kind of person. I don't want to live with rodents. So I'm grateful for Max, who apparently wants a lot of love this morning. What are you grateful for this morning? Yesterday, we were on our prayer call. Let's see if I can find the line that got me yesterday. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Okay, reading from the Yokoshi Prayer Book by Suke Mahegati on page 187, Japanese page 126-5. The time is past when medicine could be practiced just to keep the medical and pharmaceutical professions in business. I love that. Now is the divine era of spiritual medical science, when we can raise our hands and offer light. Now is the divine era of spiritual medical science, which must work to make humankind eternally free from disease. And that lights up my soul, especially as I'm still using a cane, although I'm walking without her more and more often. What do you want? And I'm just about at the 4-month mark. Good morning. Thanks for stopping. Hey, Alexander, hi. How are you this morning? What are you grateful for? Glad to see you. And what's the weather like where you are? It's gotten chilly here. Although it's supposed to rack up to 80 degrees, we're thinking about closing the windows. And we're putting on long sleeves and layers because, yeah, fall is coming. And pretty soon these plants will want to come in off of the porch. And it's 6 o'clock. Okay, so you're over on the West Coast, 6:30. You in California, Washington State? Where on the planet are you? And yeah, so I'm on the East Coast. It's 9:30. It's so hot. Oh, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I'm chilly. Yesterday, yeah, good morning. I got somebody else here too. Good morning. What are you here for? What are you grateful for? But yesterday morning was the first time that I got up this year, and all of a sudden my left hip froze. Excuse you? and it said, "There's cold here." And it locks in the joints where the doctors have projected this diagnosis of arthritis onto your body. Yes, arthritis. We don't have arthritis, do we? No, we're going to be Teflon. 6:36 a.m. Yeah, you're on the West Coast. You're on the West Coast. I have a prayer call that starts at 10 here, but it's a 7 a.m. Pacific time call every morning, Monday through Friday, and it drives my day. And that's what I was reading from when you came on, a passage that we read yesterday about, okay, I'll back up since you're here, from the Yokoshi prayer book, and on page 187, and Japanese page 126-5, the time is past. He's adorable, isn't he? Yes.
You're adorable. Yes, he says you're cute.
The time is past when medicine could be practiced just to keep the medical and pharmaceutical professions in business, which, as somebody who's a cancer survivor, I find inspiring because, yeah, look at the US medical industry and it's all designed at maintenance about keeping you, sick, but on all of these medicines and pharmaceuticals. So it continues. Now is the divine era when spiritual medical science, which must work to make humankind. Now is the divine era of spiritual medical science, which must work to make humankind eternally free from disease. And to that end, I am assuming it's referring to this art of true light, which I practice. And I don't know where on the West Coast you are, Alexander, but there are several light centers along the West Coast where you can go and receive light. It's always free. It's in-person, one-on-one practice. It starts with, 10 minutes. Your eyes closed. You're sitting across from the practitioner. Yeah, you go. And they chant a prayer, and then they offer light to your main soul, to your third eye, to your forehead, whatever you want to call it. And you just have your eyes closed, and at the end, they chant something else and ask you to open your eyes, and are you grounded? And I invite you to try it and see what you feel, because if you're at a center, you could probably stay and get light for a full session, which lasts 40 to 50 minutes. And again, the light is always free. They do accept offerings, but they don't take credit cards. But cash or check is good. And yeah, it doesn't promise to heal. The card with information that I'd love to share is on my desk in the other room. But the art of true light does something. It affects the receiver and the giver on the spiritual, the astral, and the physical levels. And when I started receiving light at the end of 2019, I just received it for the first time and I didn't know what I wanted. It was just an experience. But the experience was extraordinary for me because I felt really connected to my mother who had died years before. And yeah, there was something about it. And so the practitioner that I met, we were in Southern California at the time. We had traveled to one of those last in-person conferences before the world shut down in 2020. And she'd seen that I was upset. She'd said, "May I offer you light?" "Okay, see you later. Alexander, you have an amazing day. Be grateful." And so she offered me light, and when she noticed I felt something, she was a nurse, a retired nurse, and so she had a study. And she said, if you experience light for 10 sessions and just rate your stress before and after on a scale of 1 to 10, and then, report back to me. And my dad was a scientist, and so I'm like, sure, I'm in for a study. And she hooked me up. I was living in the Nashville area at the time, and she hooked me up with a light practitioner in Nashville who, as the divine arrangements would have it, lived about 2 blocks from my chiropractor. So every 2 weeks I'd go get an adjustment and then I'd go get light. And again, I was looking to have my hip stop hurting. And that's not the purpose of light. Sometimes people heal and sometimes people get cured, but it's between your soul and the creator and what your arrangements are. And what I got was, I don't know, feeling of peace and clarity and connection. And after those 10 sessions, she said, do you want to learn to be a light practitioner? 3 days, $200, come on out to Reno. So I flew out to the Reno Center for Spiritual Development, and my life hasn't been the same since. And so if you meet anybody who's wearing a pin that looks like this, that pin is a very quiet advertisement to say, I'm a light practitioner. And if you're open and you'd like to experience the light, when you see that person, say, hey, could you offer me light? And I'm sure they'll find a way. So I have two people, and I know that Alexander left, so I will ask you, what are you grateful for? And I should rag on Alexander later because, although I try not to shoot on anything, I got no thumbs up yet. Come on, folks, it's early in the morning. We're out here sharing what we're grateful for. What are you grateful for? I am grateful for this morning beverage, which actually doesn't taste all that good because it's Live Good mushroom coffee, which tastes great. And I have it in horsetail tea, which has a flavor. But the horsetail tea, that's a story. Going on 3 years ago now, I, with this hip, said, okay, I give up. I'll go take a new hip. And I went and saw an osteopath who said, oh, no, you need to wait 2 years until the technology gets better and you only have to get, one hip replacement. And in the meantime, offered me shots, which had I think it was a $4,000 copay for a shot that they didn't promise would work at all. And so we didn't take that. But I have a traveling herbalist, and he said, go get Scouring Rush, which turns out to also be horsetail and something else, and make a tea out of it. And he gave me really specific directions, which are attached to a video in my Glimpses of Gratitude playlist under October 10th, video number 1, because it's a story. He told me how much horsetail to use, how strong to brew it, how long to brew it, and then to only drink it every couple of days because I could be irritating the urinary tract. He said it wouldn't cause any problems, but there could be irritation. And so what I wound up doing was brewing it longer and lower quantities than he said. And after about 1.25 years, I went back to my doctor and got an x-ray because somebody in my prayer group had just gotten a diagnosis of arthritis. And she said, what do I do? I said, I don't know, hold on, let's see what the x-ray said. And my primary care physician came back and said, no change. And I'm like, bummer, I wanted to regrow cartilage. My traveling herbalist said, if I drink this tea, I can regrow cartilage. And she says, no, you don't understand. You have a degenerative bone condition and you have stopped it in its tracks. Hey, good morning, Vince. Highway was here. We posted a quick video a hot minute ago, just before we started this, because Highway was up here next to me and he was saying good morning to Maxx the dog, and then he gave Maxx a pawful of get out of my face. I will let him know that you asked. Have you seen Highway? Which way did he go? He went that way. He's gone to the neighbors. He's been a busy cat this morning. But I love how every night when I go out the back door, he's waiting. Snooze. My life is run by alarms. Mr. Bob has not been back since he left. I assume he moved over to the next ridge where there is a horse barn, and now I've discovered the horses have all moved, but yeah, there's lots of things to do over there for Bob, and I guess it's boring over here. We just have chickens and ducks and whatever. So no, Bob moved. Cats are independent. Highway grew up here before I moved in. And when I moved in, Highway hadn't been here for a couple of years, and then he showed up one summer, visited for a few days, and he had a long tail at that time. And he was living a few doors down. And then those people moved away, and they didn't take Highway with them. I mean, how could they? He's an outdoor cat. He's very independent. And after a while, he moved back, and he had the little crooked short tail that he's got. So yeah, I miss Bob. I miss Crook. Because when I first moved in, I said, what are the cats' names? And my partner over here says, that's Crooked Tail, because he had a short crooked tail, and that's Bobtail. And when I started telling people, people said, what are your cats' names? And I said, Crooked Tail and Bobtail, and they were like, that's not a name. So I went to Mr. Crook and Mr. Bob, and yeah, we stopped those arguments about what's your cat's name. And it was more respectful with the Mr. on the front. How's Juku? And can we get a thumbs up while you're here? I do like the Live Good coffee because it's got, I think it's 6 kinds of mushrooms. I was reading the package today. It's got fiber for weight loss. It's like, I don't need fiber for weight loss. I've been talking about this stuff. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. This Eye Hercules spray that I've been doing almost 4 months now. And yeah, the weight loss is happening. It wasn't something I was looking for, but it means keep changing sizes, and the movement is better, and the energy is better, and we'll see what goes on. So what are you grateful for this morning? I'm grateful for fresh air. I'm grateful for the cool temperatures, even though it's got me in thermals already, and I could stand to stay in summer a little bit longer. I was out this morning collecting from that front row of flowers there. Juku got a new litter box. Yay, Juku. That must be fun. I haven't had an indoor cat in years. I hate litter boxes. I really do. You gotta clean them. But yeah, it's nice having these outdoor cats that are so independent, and Highway this is his home now. He's happy. He keeps circling back, and when I go out in the yard, Highway's there following me around. If I'm tending to the chickens, he might be sitting on top of the truck watching me, or he might be right up there looking at the chickens. My partner says that when he was young, it was Highway that you said would go in? Yeah, he used to go in and sit with the chickens. So yeah, he likes those chickens. He's a good cat. So I've got 4 people now. What are you grateful for this morning? Yes, he's an adorably sweet guy. Thank you, Vince. We agree. We agree. And somebody had asked me about, I don't know if you can see when you make the comments down here, you have crowns with number 2, number 1. Well, you're apparently now my number 1 commenter this morning, but you started at number 2. I'm not sure how that happens. Interesting. But yeah, he's adorable. Okay, folks, more people are popping in. What are you grateful for today? I'm only going to be here a few more minutes because my alarm has gone off for my prayer call that starts at the top of the hour. But we could take a walk around the yard. Let's go take a walk around the yard. And turn this around for you. And you're gonna let us down, Mr. Maxx? You're gonna let us down, Mr. Maxx? Who's a good dog? Who's a good dog? You're the best dog. You are the best dog, Mr. Maxx. All right. But it's the end of the season. I've been collecting seed pods from the daylilies. I've never planted daylilies from seed before, so I don't know how that will work, but this sun feels gorgeous. And I like that, what do you call it, whirligig there. Oops. It feels good to get out in the sun. What are you grateful for? Ooh, there's a crow back there in that tree, just landed. Feels good to get grounded. Oh, we got a duck in her pond. She probably needs fresh water today. Let's go see. She's taking a duck bath. I have a 7 a.m. call that when I was on it this morning and had to speak, the rooster was timing himself beautifully so that I could announce myself with a rooster crow. Okay, here's a duck. Oops, there we go. A duck taking a bath. Yes, you need fresh water today. How are you, Miss Duck? Yeah, her partner took off a few weeks ago. Not sure what happened to him. Good morning, Miss Duck. How are you, Ganache? I got nothing for you. No, I'm just taking a walk. I'm just taking a walk. Getting my feet on the ground. Okay. I'm inspired. We'll make it a barefoot walk, miss. All right. We'll make it a barefoot walk. And go take a look down here. So I live in an area called the Kentucky Wildlands. And we have an acre here at the top of the hill where, top of the mountain actually, where we have buildings, but then where it drops off down there, there are 4 acres of just wildlands. And bear dens, when the when the leaves fall out again, be able to see the bear dens on the other side of the, on the ridge going up on the other side. It's so beautiful living up here where it's quiet. When I go visit friends back in Nashville, the road noise just gets to me. And here, the noise is, well, sometimes there are ATVs and stuff, but there's the train down at the bottom of the mountain rumbling through and then blowing its horn, and the bugs, the insects in the trees, and sometimes the flock is just cooing. But it's beautiful, beautiful way to live, where it can be barefoot on the ground and just getting grounded. I can't recommend enough the time connected to nature, sitting on the ground, leaning up a tree, up against a tree, hugging a tree. If you can't get barefoot, I wear these moccasins all the time because of, you don't want to be walking barefoot in animal manure, but these moccasins keep me grounded because there's no rubber soles, or it's just leather. It's as good as having your skin on the ground. Health benefits from connecting to your Mother Nature. I spoke to somebody a couple of days ago who lives in the DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia, and knows about being connected, and told me his practice is having I think it's his right hand over his subsole, his navel, his that part of you that's important, and backing up to a tree so his left arm goes around and hugs the tree against him. And yeah, I mean, they call folks tree huggers for a reason, but if you hug that tree or get barefoot on the ground or put your hands in soil, there's so many health benefits from the microbes in the soil. If you're depressed, go stick your hands in dirt. Weed somebody's garden, and you'll find that your mood elevates naturally. And it's based on those microbes in the dirt working with you, working with your soul. I'm gonna go, ooh, there are birds in the crepe myrtle over here. And I don't know that you can see them. I can't because the sun's in my eyes, but you can see movement there. But, okay, I hear my alarm going off on the porch. Ooh, here's Highway. I don't know if Vince is still here, but Mr. Highway, thanks for showing up. Mr. Highway, you don't let me walk around the yard without coming to check on me. Can you yell stop for me? See if he'll stop my alarm over there. I can hear it on the... Oh, Mr. Highway. Yeah, see, Vince was looking for you, Highway. Yes, you got fans, dude. You got fans. Thank you for putting Max in his place this morning. Yeah, meow. Who's the best cat? Who's the best cat? I love how you follow me around. All right, well, that alarm is not going off, so I got to go back on the porch and tell it to hush up. And then I need to log off and switch gears because it's time to pray. Oh, hi, Mr. Max. Who's a good dog? But I thank you for stopping by, and I invite you to come again. And if you haven't left a thumbs up yet, go right ahead and do it. We welcome those. Ooh, there's that alarm. Chase me. Stop. Ah, it listened to me. Alrighty. Bless you. Have a magical, marvelous, wonderful day. And we'll talk to you again at some point. Have a great day. Thank you for stopping by.